Hola, hola, yo soy Lisa Hernández.
Y yo soy Celeste Hernández.
Y esto es Mariachi
y Más podcast. Welcome back, everybody.
Hola, hola, bienvenidos. ¿Cómo están? How are you, chula?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. It's good to hear.
Yes. Bueno, estamos en la ciudad de Pasadena, California, en mi humilde hogar, casa de ustedes. Y hoy el episodio es un poquito diferente. Como ven, nomás somos nosotras. Right?
Yeah. Something different.
So ahora nos tocó a nosotras.
Yeah.
Porque ya subimos 3 episodios. Mañana vamos a hacer otro. Hubo unas pequeñas fallas técnicas ahí que las cosas pasan, but it's taken care of, so we're good. But
yeah, a lot of you guys have been asking about Carlos's podcast episode, and we hear you. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Este episodio es diferente porque obviamente se trata de nosotras. Mucha gente estaba preguntando, oye, pues no han hecho episodio ustedes. ¿Quiénes son ustedes? Porque hay mucha gente que no sabe quién somos, o saben quién soy yo, no saben quién es Celeste, vice versa. So, para eso es esto. Agarramos preguntas. Thank you for the questions. So,
yes, thank you.
Voy a dejar que empiece la más jovencita. Aunque yo, obvious, me veo jovencita, pero ella está más baby todavía. So, let her introduce herself to our viewers. Go ahead, Chulita.
Okay. Hi, my name is Celeste Hernández. As a lot of you may know, I am Lisa's cousin. I am also known as Chenchel's granddaughter. I'm also known as Carlos's girlfriend. But I have been so anxious to start this episode or to even film this episode because I've been so anxious to share it with the world, why we're doing this. And finally the time has come. So I wanted to start this podcast with Lisa because I've always wanted to show the knowledge that I know about the mariachi world and, the things that a lot of people don't see or know about. And, I have the privilege of being so up close to all of that. And I know a lot and I see a lot. And, I'm still learning to this day. But I've just wanted to share it with the world. One day, Lisa and I just were on FaceTime and we're like, dude, we should start a podcast. We know so much. People would love our stories. And then we were like, wait, light bulb. Let's do a podcast. So, yeah. I was like, let's do it. I'm techie. I will edit it. I'll film it. Whatever you want to do. She's a good talker. Yeah, I'm super excited, and I love having this podcast too because I've seen how much of an impact it's had on people, and yeah, mariachi it's very important for me. So I feel very happy to be able to share this with you guys, and yeah. What about you, chula?
Para los que no me conocen, yo soy Lisa Hernández. Soy la hija más chica de Pedro Rey y yo literalmente crecí en el ambiente. Tuve la fortuna y la dicha de crecer en el Rey, por los que conocen la historia de mi papá en Montebello, en la Washington. Y literal, yo estaba en el restaurante, siempre estábamos yo y mis hermanas y mi hermano. Yo soy la más chica de los 4, pero yo tengo muy presente yendo a los ensayos, a veces entre semana para ver a los muchachos con mi papá. Y en la noche que íbamos a cenar, mi papá cantando, mis tíos, todo. So, por eso es que yo conozco más las canciones, sé toda la música y eso, porque yo estaba literalmente rodeada de eso desde pequeña, o sea, toda la vida. So, yo amo el mariachi, lo he dicho en cada episodio. No toco instrumento, pero yo canto, amo el mariachi. Digo, corre por mis venas, todo el mundo sabe, los que me conocen. Y este proyecto literalmente salió de la nada, como dice Celeste. Estábamos en FaceTime un día y me estaba platicando de otro podcast que quería hacer. Y le dije, oh my God, le dije, hace 2 años yo iba a empezar un podcast con mi amigo Severo, los que conocen a Severo López. I go, but for scheduling y siempre son cuestiones de agenda, ¿verdad? Te complicas las cosas por trabajo, o sea, una rutina. I go, y nunca se nos hizo. I go, hasta nombre ya habíamos sacado, le digo, del podcast. Le íbamos a poner Clave de Sol, you know? Y she was like, really? I go, yeah. And she goes, oh my God, that would be so cool. I go, oh my God, imagínate si hiciéramos un podcast de mariachi. Like, hay que hacerlo. And she's like, oh my God, I'm down. Así como habla, oh my God, I'm so down. She goes, pero what would we name it? And she goes, I go, I don't know. Estábamos diciendo nombres and I go, what about Mariachi y Más? Y me miró en FaceTime. She goes, oh my God, yes.
Yeah, because it doesn't limit us to just mariachi musicians.
Yeah.
We can talk to a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah, and de ahí salió el nombre, Mariachi y Más. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that's so cool. Literalmente esa noche le dije a mi esposo, I'm starting a podcast. And he's like, what? Yeah, I'm starting. He's like, what do you mean? I go, yeah, me and Celeste. And he's like, okay. I go, it's called Mariachi y Más. And he's like,
we already had a game plan and everything.
One thing about me, if you know me, I move.
She makes stuff happen.
When I want to make it happen, I will have it like this.
Yeah. And that's not even like on any conceited stuff. Like,
no.
She makes things happen. She makes the calls. She makes the messages. Like,
I'm a planner.
She's the best.
Yo soy bien I planeo todo. Like, so I tell my husband, like, we're going to have a pot. He's like, okay. And I go, now I need the equipment. And he's like, well, you should just start by, no, I'm not going to start by using just my phone. I go, I can't. Y no lo digo por oírme creída, pero dije, si voy a hacer un podcast de Mariachi y Más siendo la hija de quien soy, like, lo tengo que hacer bien. O sea, viniendo de la familia que vengo, no manches, o sea, tiene que ser bien, you know, so. So, yeah. So, aquí estamos. We're 3 episodes in, and then los que vienen. Y gracias a Dios tenemos una temporada, casi ya temporada 1. Queremos hacer 10 episodios por temporada. Les está gustando. Gracias por todo el apoyo, la verdad. O sea, realmente, like, honestly, like, I'm humbled because I was like, bro, like, people love this. Like,
insane.
Mucha gente le encanta el podcast. Gente que realmente ni sabe de mariachi, que no son músicos, but like, just people in general that, you know, that follow us on social media, that follow us. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Y si quieren ver a ciertas personas, mándenos mensajes. And of course, if we can, and they're willing to be on our podcast, and it's for a lo que estamos buscando, por supuesto, you know, tenemos a mucha gente que quizás no hemos dicho, porque lo que vamos a hacer de hoy en adelante es que vamos a poner teasers, obviamente, de quién va a estar, pero nomás como un día o 2 antes, ¿verdad? Habíamos dicho. Porque cosas pasan. Teníamos a Carlos planeado y tristemente por fallas técnicas, plans change, you know?
Yeah.
So, y la gente es like, wait a minute, what happened? I had somebody that sent me a message like, wait a minute, did I miss an episode? What happened to Carlos? And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, yes. So,
but like she said, we're learning the ways of the podcast world. So from now on, we're just going to be, you know, going with the flow, doing what we can when we can, because as a lot of you may know, mariachi musicians in general, they're always busy, especially on the weekends. And that's when her and I are usually free. So it's really hard to, it's not really hard, but sometimes it's a little difficult to find a day that matches up with someone, you know? So we're just trying to go with the flow. And, you know, when we have it, we have it. And we promise we'll have it to you guys, and we'll give you all of the information to lead you to where to watch it, and, you know, things like that. But yeah, we're trying to stay away from like having like a set day, because, you know, like she said, life happens, and if we can't have it out on every Monday like we planned on, then we're just gonna have to, you know, go with the flow.
and the reason, like I said, I'm a planner. Yo planeo todo.
Yeah.
So
me too.
A mí me cuesta a veces when like she'll be like, oh, let's let it flow, and el día que se pueda, and I'm, in my mind I'm like, oh, yo escogí los lunes, dije los lunes porque todos los músicos están the day off. You
Yes,
know?
and it's true.
Pero,
it is true.
Pero también they're off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know? So it's like, con que sea uno de esos 3 días, vamos a estar bien. Sí les vamos a prometer subir 2 episodios al mes. Tristemente nos atrasamos por lo mismo, ya saben. Pero that's what we're doing right now. We're sticking to 2 a month. porque pues yo trabajo tiempo completo, Celeste trabaja tiempo completo. Yo tengo esposo, tengo hijos, tengo perro, I'm busy.
But like she said, I mean, she grew up around the mariachi world and all those things. And on the other hand, I didn't. I grew up, around it. I mean, not around it, but like I knew what my family had in it. You know, like I knew our family legacy, like I knew our family history and all that stuff. And my dad always told me. And I grew up around my grandpa. My grandpa lived with me a couple of times. But I was never around the scene. Like I never saw the guys. I never hung out with the guys, or like, you know, like I never had a close relationship with anybody, or, you know, like I just knew like Tío Chuy, and like we would go to Cielito Lindo, and like, that's the only time I would see them as a kid. And then, you know, my dad would play all of my family's music on the radio growing up, always. My dad still loves the music to this day, and he's an incredible singer too, but that's a story for a different time. But he still very much loves mariachi, and, you know, he didn't fail to show it to me and to bring to my attention, you know, like what our family legacy is. He did teach me that. And as I got older, that's when I chose to take the path to learn more about it and, you know, be around it and things like that. And here I am now. So yeah, when we say that Lisa and I have two different backgrounds, which I think we've probably said a couple of times, that's what we mean. She literally grew up around, you know, her brother being a musician and all of that stuff. And she grew up around everybody, knows everybody in the mariachi world still to this day. But, and I don't, I'm still getting to know everybody, but, yeah. And I sing also, and, I don't play an instrument, which I wish that was different, but yeah, that's more about me.
Yeah. Crecimos, obviamente, súper diferentes, pero al fin del día, el mariachi es lo que nos unió. Y por eso estamos haciendo esto. Because, I mean, I think I'll speak for both of us. We absolutely love mariachi.
Yeah.
And like she says, yeah, I've been around it more and everything, so I know everybody, the majority of people know me, not her, because ella no creció en eso, pero llevas cuántos años around the mariachi? Like maybe 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, she's a newbie still, so like if a lot of you are like, she doesn't know that much, duh, we're helping her, para eso estamos.
Yeah.
Like, she
like it's
wants
in my
to
family.
learn.
And
yeah, she's part of the family. It's just that ella no creció en el ambiente como crecí yo y mis hermanos, pero eso no quiere decir que
and the reason also, you guys are probably like, why didn't you? Well, because my dad, you know, he used to be a musician when he was younger too, and he played the trumpet just like my grandpa. And to say the least, my grandpa was very
strict,
had such a standard for music that it was just, it's too difficult to put on someone, especially your child. I couldn't imagine what my dad went through, or like, you know, had to feel to try and live up to that level. So in other words, in shorter words, that's why he kind of like walked away from it, because it's a lot to keep up to. And a lot of people ask me too, to this day, why didn't you learn something? You don't know an instrument. You don't know really anything. No, because my dad was kind of trying to protect me from the harsh world that it is because of who my family is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's why I never like really grew up around it, because my dad was just like, I can't, it's too hard. My grandpa was too rough on him.
I feel attacked. I personally feel attacked.
Why?
Because I'm thinking of my son.
Oh, don't think of it that way. No.
But in a good way, but I'm a crybaby. We already know that. But because I put that standard on him. And you don't do it as a parent in a bad way. You just want to prepare your kids para que sean los mejores músicos por ser parte de la familia que son. uno como papá, yo ya entiendo, like, damn, like, entiendo muchísimas cosas ya que soy madre, que estoy más mayor. Ahorita ya él tiene 17 años y ya él solito estudia, o sea, solo. Pero al principio yo era así. Y quizás por eso ha sido difícil para él. No soy así con el más chiquito. El más chiquito es diferente, like, he's on his own. The older one had it a little bit rougher with me, and it was hard. And I was like, I've learned now, you know, and I mean, I know he loves me and he forgave me for that, and I apologized because I wasn't doing it obviously in a bad way, which I'm sure my tío Chencho wasn't, but they have a certain standard, you know, but you attacked me in a good way. It's okay.
No, I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure you're nothing like my grandpa.
Oh, no, absolutely. Oh.
Like we were saying in the last episode with Crystal, she was literally talking about my grandpa. Yeah, when her dad was playing with my grandpa in Disneyland, Mariachi Los Gallos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then my grandpa would be like, why don't you know this stuff? Back then, it was rough. Like, and that's the side that my dad got. And that's why he stepped back from it, because he got that, like, no, you're going to practice this many hours. That many hours is not enough. Are you kidding me? Da, da, da. Like, just things like that, you know? And it's like, how could I be good enough? And especially the way my grandpa delivered things. He was
it was very harsh. It wasn't
very harsh. Yeah, he had a tone problem for sure. I know he came from a good place.
Como quién?
but yeah.
Do you feel attacked?
I do. But yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, like, you say that you're rough and things like that. Yeah, but like, imagine it times 10 coming from my grandpa, and like playing the same instrument that my grandpa plays, the instrument that my grandpa mastered.
Yeah.
I could not even imagine picking one up in front of my grandpa. I would be embarrassed. Like, I'd probably pick it up wrong.
Right?
Like, literally.
But before we get into, antes de meternos a nuestras preguntas que yo tengo aquí que nos hicieron en el Instagram, yo quiero preguntarte a ti algo que no está aquí. ¿Cómo fue para ti crecer con tu grandpa? ¿Cuántos años viviste con él? ¿Qué es lo que tú te acuerdas de él?
So my story with my grandpa, sorry.
Stop apologizing.
I don't want to mess up my makeup.
Entonces no llores, güey.
Okay. I met my grandpa when I turned 3. And a lot of you guys will probably ask why when you were 3 years old. Because he was always busy touring, working, and just, you know, living his mariachi life. He loved it so much. So I met him when I turned 3 at my 3rd birthday party. And that birthday party was princess themed. I was dressed as Princess Belle. I was obsessed with her. And I had a big princess cake and everything. And he went to that birthday party. And fun fact, he always called me his princesa because of that birthday party. He met me as a princess.
I'm going to cut you up. We're going to post that picture. Vamos a poner esa foto en este episodio. Cuando ella dice eso para que la vean. Literal, está vestida de Belle. Se ve preciosa. Pero, okay, keep going.
Yeah. So I met him there. And ever since then, we clicked, literally. That was my first time meeting him. And it didn't feel like the first time that I met him. Obviously, I don't remember it, you know, moment for moment. But I do know that we clicked right away. And his love was once in a lifetime type of love. he was just like me. Very cariñoso, very loving, especially with me. Fun fact, we share the same birthday. How crazy is that? We share the same birthday, so he loved me more, I feel like, because of that. Because, you know, like, how cool is that? My granddaughter has the same birthday as me.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. Like I was saying, he was a very, very loving person. And right away, he, like, took me in, like, if he knew me since I came out of the womb. You know, like, I was never, like, alienated or anything like that because of how late I met him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I grew up, and he didn't live with us then. He would come around, and, you know, I would see him, and then I got to know him better and grew my relationship with him. Fast forward to me growing up, like, being like 8 or 9. I think he lived with us for a little bit. And then moved out. And then I think because he would go back and forth from living with us to going to Mexico.
Right.
He loved Mexico so much, he would always call it paradise.
Chapala.
So that's why I always say, like, I'm in paradise. If you know, you know. My grandpa always called Mexico, any part of Mexico, paradise. He loved Mexico so much. Yeah, so he would go back and forth, and then fast forward to a couple years later, I was like 12 years old. He lived with us again. And we were just, every time he lived with us, he was my best friend, you know? Like, he was always so good to me. Literally was like my second dad. Literally. He spoiled the heck out of me. You know, he literally treated me like a princess. And yeah, we had a great relationship. And this tattoo right here, I got this tattoo when I turned 18.
First one?
Yeah, literally as soon as I turned 18. I turned 18 in June, and in August, like a couple months later, my dad made an appointment with one of his friends that he knows, and I had spent, I think, a year designing this tattoo. Like, specifically, like, this tattoo is my whole idea. Like, nobody helped me with it. Mm-hmm. I knew that I wanted my first tattoo to be a tribute to him. Even though he hated tattoos, fun fact. He'd be so mad at me right now. But I designed it, and I knew that I wanted it to be like a trumpet or something like that, because I mean, I look at a trumpet and I see my grandpa. So yeah, I spent some time designing it. At first, I wanted it to be like just an outline of a trumpet, and then like 6/18, because we share the same day, in it somewhere. But like, it looked weird, and I couldn't figure out a way to put it. Right. So I was like, I don't know, my creative mind was just like, what if I put his signature as the valves? Would that work? And then like I sketched it out, and it worked. So that's why I have this tattoo. It's my favorite tattoo, will always be my favorite tattoo. And yeah, we were really close. He was everything to me. Although I had very, very little time with my grandpa, he was the best. And the time that I did know my grandpa, I didn't even really know him for a trumpet player. I didn't really know what his legacy was. I had no idea what his trajectory was, like, at all. Like, I knew that he played the trumpet, and he would play the trumpet at the house all the time. Like, he literally eat, sleep, breathed it. But I didn't know who he was. He would always tell me like, Mija, everybody knows who I am. Like, I'm popular. You know, like, I can't say word for word like what he would say, but he was always very humorous, where he would, you know, he had the right to be cocky. Now that I see it. Wow. He would be a little like, people know who I am, Mija. You know, like, I'm pretty famous, whatever, right? And I would always be like, Right. Uh-huh. You're just any other mariachi, right? Because growing up, like I said, I didn't know what my family was or what they did, or, I always thought that, like, I knew that my family was mariachis, but I thought they were just like some mariachis, I didn't, I had no idea the extent to it. So growing up, he would always tell me those things, and I would always be like, right, grandpa. Mm-hmm. And to me, growing up, my grandpa was just my grandpa. Just like you and your grandpa, like, that's just my grandpa. What do you mean? Like, and then, I grew up, started coming around this world, and they would be like, wow, like you're really his granddaughter. That's crazy. Like, it's such a pleasure to meet you. I'm such a big fan of him. Like, especially the trumpet players, they were always like, wow, like you're his granddaughter. That's insane. And because of that, all of the guys, like, had a respect for me, I guess. And everybody's always been so good to me. All the guys in Sol, as soon as I met them, like, they all knew who I was, and we just clicked. I mean, everybody was cool. I was cool with everybody, and yeah, it's really cool. And because of who I am, fortunately, like, a lot of people know who my grandpa was, and they tell me stories a lot of stories to this day. I'd meet people and they'd be like, oh my God, I have this crazy story about him, or listen to this funny story, or whatever, like, that I have with him. And my grandpa, man, the stories that I've heard about my grandpa. But he lived a life, and he was very respected and very admired, and to know and to experience the appreciation for him.
Yeah.
It's healing.
Yeah. He was awesome.
I wish that I got to see him perform. I never saw my grandpa perform, not once. Like, at a concert or anything, not even a gig. I don't think that I could remember. I don't think I've ever seen my grandpa in a traje.
In person, though. I mean, thank God for YouTube.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank God for all those things online, though, that you're able to see all that. He was amazing. He was.
It's awesome that I get to share his legacy and teach the younger generation about him too, because he was a G.
He was.
He, in all humbleness,
respectfully.
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
He was. Yeah.
And there was nothing he loved more than God and mariachi. Third came his family. But yeah. So you got a question on Instagram.
A ver.
It says, Lisa, what is your fondest memory of El Rey as a kid?
My birthday parties.
Yeah?
My birthday parties, I had the best birthday parties. And my birthday parties were always en un lunes.
Oh.
Porque era el día que no trabajaba nadie.
Uh-huh.
So, cada año me hacían mi fiesta en El Rey, pero era un fiestonón. O sea, no era una fiesta así normal, no. Todos pasteles. Iba el mariachi a tocar. Iba la jazz band mi hermano tocaba en la jazz band Toro. He was in high school at that time and he was part of jazz band. Iba toda la jazz band a tocar. Eran como 20 o 30 elementos. Iban todos los empleados, sus familias. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. Yendo a los ensayos también, me acuerdo. Yendo a cenar en la noche. Fun fact. Cuando yo iba al Rey los fines de semana, lo que más me gustaba hacer, esto ni te lo sabes tú de mí, me metía yo a la pinche cocina y le pelaba camarones. Te lo juro. Te lo juro, pregúntale a mi mamá. Me llevaban porque había tanta gente y the chef, his name was Sigifredo, we used to call him Sigi. Mija, ven a ayudarme a pelar camarones. Okay. They would put like a little stool for me y me daban cajas y yo me ponía a pelar pinches camarones ahí. Te lo juro. My mom would take me extra clothes. She'd have to shower me because there was a shower in the upstairs office. She would have to shower me because she's like, apestabas a camarón. But yeah, I would go in the kitchen. I would go in the kitchen and peel shrimp. And another memory, tenía en la esquina del Rey, si fueron al Rey, en la esquina del Rey había una licorería, a liquor store. I had an open tab there. Tenía cuenta abierta. So, yo me iba en los breaks con cada elemento diferentes, cada break, a comprar nieve, dulces, lo que se me antojaba.
Yeah.
Y cada domingo iba el chinito, el señor, a cobrarle a mi mamá. Aquí, here's your daughter's tab. So I had an open cuenta at the liquor store. Me iba con los que quería comprar snacks.
Wow.
I had
That's
a bad childhood. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh my God. I'm
Epic. Yeah. You would have been with me at the liquor store if you were around that time.
100%.
Yeah. I would have been like, okay, me caes bien, vamos a la nieve.
I'll put you on my tab, I guess.
Te puedo comprar un candy. Pues antes de una pregunta nos dijeron, just wanted to say that you ladies are doing amazing. I've watched all 3 episodes. Thank you for that.
Thank you
Muchas gracias.
so much. I do appreciate that.
So this question is for both of us. I don't know if they're asking like if we individually went up there or if we went up there together as a dueto. So I guess we can answer it in both. Okay. It says, you guys are invited up to sing on stage. What do you sing?
Oh, she didn't specify like Spanish or English, huh? So it could be any.
Spanish. Stage.
Oh,
We're
Spanish?
thinking, well, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Obvious.
Well, unfortunately, because of my repertorio, I don't have that big of one that I know. I'm still learning. But the one that I always sing when I go on stage right now, because it's what's most comfortable for me and I think it fits my range, is Por un amor.
Okay.
By Linda.
And if we had to sing one together, what would you pick? ¿Te la dejo de tarea?
Yeah. Girl, I have no idea what I would sing with you. That's a difficult question.
Well, if I go on stage, I mean, I know a lot of songs, but I usually stick to the same ones because I love them. So, mi repertorio para cantar me sé muchísimas canciones, muchísimas, pero cuando me invitan a cantar, usualmente canto las que más siento. Obviamente todas que canto me llegan, pero me identifico más cantando La Diferencia, Cuando el Destino. Esas dos son las que más me llenan. Échame a mí la culpa. O sea, esas canciones rancheras así perronas son las que me gustan a mí. Si tuviéramos que cantar una juntas, yo creo que yo escogería para las dos. Escogería quizás Amor de los Dos. O escogería Hay unos ojos, que también puede hacerse en dueto. O hasta se me olvidó otra vez. La cosa es que mis ojos se la tiene que aprender.
Yeah, I would say Hay unos ojos, that one.
Yeah. Y les digo algo, yo no soy muy de duetos, yo casi no canto duetos. Uh-huh. Mis hermanas, tengo 2 hermanas mayores, ellas son dueto y ellas cantan.
Yeah.
Híjole.
Yeah.
Son un dueto que, cuidado, Si hay un dueto mejor allá afuera, I want to hear it. Porque la neta, I say it with respectfully, digo, si te queda el saco, póntelo. Like, my sisters for duetos are goats, like beasts. Mm-hmm. Desde que yo tengo uso de razón, ellas están cantando juntas, mi hermana Gaby, mi hermana Vero, y ni se tienen que mirar. Like, they could be back to back and...
Yeah, they'll follow one another.
Fun fact, though, you know who I can sing en dueto with like that? And we could, like, be a mile apart? My brother Toro.
Really?
It's crazy. Crazy. Like crazy. And we're 11 years apart. Like, but it's like we complement each other so good singing when we sing together. It's like we're a very good dueto, me and him.
Yeah.
Pero para mujeres, yo prefiero cantar sola. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, when you said, like, together, I'm like, but you sound good by yourself. Like, I feel like I would just, I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviamente, si hiciera un dueto, pues lo haría. Pero realmente, yo no soy mucho de duetos. I've never really been. Not even, like, I think I sang with my dad, like, 2 times in my life because I'm the youngest. If that, 2 times, maybe. Like performing. Canté en el Hollywood Bowl con él un año. Creo que tenía yo unos 12 o 13 años y canté Siento en el alma muchas ganas de llorar with him. I was freaking 12 and I was looking at the floor like I'm scared. It's like casi 20,000 personas and I'm like, oh my God, pero no lloro. And my dad's freaking and I'm like, bro, how much longer? Like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my fondest memories of El Rey. Honestly, just the music, the parties, todo. O sea, muchas cosas. Pelando camarones, o sea, todo eso.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, now that I'm thinking of it, I could sing any song. If I could sing any song and they knew the arrangement, I forgot the name of the song. Nidia Rojas sings it. It's in that one album.
Cuando estoy contigo.
Yes. Cuando estoy contigo. Oh, I love that song. And I've known it since I was little. Yeah.
De tu corazón.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Nidia Rojas, y la estoy poniendo en blast porque ella me dijo que sí, so you better not back out now. She will be on their podcast sometime in the summer. Ella está ocupada, mom life, todo eso, so...
I'm gonna fangirl.
Una
so
cosa
hard.
sí les digo que tienen que saber de mí. Obviamente yo soy la que hago las llamadas para el podcast, ¿verdad? Porque conozco más gente. Y digo, hi, ¿cómo soy? Si es gente que no he visto en mucho tiempo, obvio tengo que decir name drop. Hola, soy Lisa, hija de Pedro Rey. Ay, mi hija, right away. Porque puedo decir, hoy soy Lisa, and they're like, se hacen como me conocen and they don't. ¿Para qué me la hago difícil? I make it easy. I've called multiple people to be on the podcast. And I understand for cuestiones de agenda, whatever. If you can't, you can't. It's respected. Some haven't got back to us, which is fine. But the ones I've asked, I don't think I'll ask again if you haven't gone back to me because I'm not that type. So
Right.
I'm not going to reach out to you anymore and be like, hey, do you want to be a guest? I'm not. I mean, we're only going to do that for one person and we know who that person is. So other than that, I will not follow up with anybody because...
If you want to, you will.
Not to sound conceited, but I don't need to, pretty much. I mean,
yeah.
Sorry, respectfully, it is what it is. But a la única persona que le mandé como 3 mensajes fue a Nidia Rojas. Pero...
Because of me.
Porque yo sabía. She was like, oh my God, I love her. And then I go, dude, she's my friend. Like, I've known her. We've known each other for years. I love her. And I go, okay. So I sent her a message and she responded, hi, corazón, how are you? But she never said yes or no. And I was like, okay, I'm going to wait. And then I sent her, I think I did like 3 or 4 times. And then I was like, you need to be on my podcast. Like,
it's not a question anymore.
You need to be on my podcast. Like, you have to say yes. I'll go to you. You can, whatever you want, I will do. And then I go, just tell me when you're available. Y yo me apunto. I'll figure it out. Yo voy a hacer el tiempo para ti. She's like, let's do in the summer when my kids are on vacation. Perfect. Fue la única persona. Y yo creo que va a ser la única porque, como les digo, no para oírme creída, pero gracias a Dios conozco a muchos músicos que no tengo problema de meter a gente para hacer los capítulos realmente. So, I'm sorry si te pregunté y no me has contestado, but I'm not going to ask you again. So, you guys get back to us, and then we'll see if we can squeeze you guys in. But we love Amor y Paz to everybody.
Amor y Paz.
But yeah.
Amor y Paz, though. Yeah, no. Nidia is the goatess. The goatess.
So that's how we went into that story.
She's
from
the best.
Saying that she would sing the song.
Yeah. That song, I remember. It was when I first was coming around Casa del Sol, when I was first working there. And Tio had asked me randomly, Tio Jose, he was like, mija, you're going to sing a song next weekend, so prepare yourself. And I was like,
girl, I saw that video and you had a paper in your hand. Don't ever do that again. You wouldn't do that now though, right?
Yeah. No. Like I said, I did not grow up prepared for this like you did. So I'm sorry. I was doing my best.
Okay, all right.
But I really wanted to. So, hey, I did it. But hi, Woods. So, yeah. The song that I wanted to sing, I was like, do you guys know?
That one?
Yeah, the Cuando Estoy Contigo. And he was like, oh, no, mija, not that one. They don't. And I was like, oh, because I didn't know, I didn't know that
that's not like regular repertorio.
Right, right. But now I do know, obviously. But yeah, fun fact.
Yeah.
I wanted to sing that.
So they said, I'm glad you girls got your own episode. Ya era tiempo. Yes, I know we were behind. It's just... Usually, I guess there's an order that for a podcast, like, oh, the hosts do their own show first, but we don't follow orders very well. And
we're not your traditional podcast.
Yeah, we're actually not. And I think that's what people like, that we're not your traditional podcast.
Sorry. Say hi to Woods, everybody.
This is Woody, everybody. This is my pup. Mi perrito Woody. Él ve las cámaras y se pone. Ve las luces y luego. So él es Woody. Nomás para...
He's like his mom.
Es mi bebito. Pero
just kidding.
A lo que iba es... Somebody asked you, Celeste, if you could play any instrument, what would you want to play? And it's never too late. I already know what she's going to say.
If I could play an instrument... That's a good question. Because honestly, I don't know. If I could play an instrument, it would definitely be the trumpet. Because what the heck? A female trumpet player?
But that means you would never be able to wear lipstick, and you love to wear lipstick.
That's fine.
That is such a lie. Yes, I don't believe her. Mia, do you believe her?
No, honestly, I mean, I think it would be cool to learn it. And especially because of the respect that I have for that instrument. I mean, not only because my grandpa mastered it, but because the trumpet's a beautiful instrument.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So
if you play it correctly.
So trumpet, your final answer?
Yeah, the trumpet or the violin.
Really?
Yeah.
Lame sauce. Okay.
Dude, the violin it's a beautiful instrument too, and that's an art right there. You have to move a bow, or I'm sorry if my terminology is incorrect. I apologize.
No, you're good.
But you have to work with the bow and use your other hand with applying the correct notes, and I think it's cool. I don't know.
All right. I definitely didn't know your answer then.
You thought it was gonna be the guitar?
Well, I figured. I mean, duh.
Yeah, that would be my third.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been my first. Definitely. Oh, somebody wants to know, ¿a qué se dedican aparte del podcast? Well, I have a job, a full-time job. I'm a manager. I'm a property manager. I have a husband. I have kids. I have a dog. Yo estoy súper ocupada siempre, realmente. Y ahorita en mis días libres, ni tengo días libres porque estoy haciendo esto. Literal. So, but yeah, tengo un trabajo normal, 9 to 5. Esto lo hacemos on the side, realmente, porque estamos ocupados.
Yeah.
Pero ya, yo trabajo en una oficina, soy manejadora y soy mamá también full time, mi esposa y todo lo bueno. And yeah, that's what I do. You?
Me, I do, right now I'm unemployed, but well, technically, I mean, I just got a job.
Yeah, I was about to say unemployed.
Well, I mean, I haven't okay, let me take that back. First of all, I'm always making money. Let's say that.
Bam. She's not a stripper.
Or, trying to make money, hustling. I'm always hustling. We'll say that. So I I've been a nail technician since 2018, so I still do that even to this day. So if you want me to do your nails, hit me up. I can do it. I do
Literally.
gel X and manicures. And so I still do that on the side.
And she does house calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm. So hit me up. And I also I'm like a partial florist too. Flowers make me happy. I love putting bouquets together and things like that. So I also do that. And I do content creation too. I'm like a social media manager for my cousin Marilyn Odessa. And I used to be a social media manager for Mariachi Sol de Mexico. And
For Reinas.
yeah, and for Reinas and for Casa del Sol and for Mariachi Heritage and all that stuff. You know, their whole foundation, basically. And yeah.
And she's great at what she does. Ella es la que edita todos nuestros videos, el audio y todo, porque yo realmente no sé hacer eso. Obviamente voy a aprender, le dije que me tiene que enseñar, pero a mí ponme enfrente del pinche micrófono mejor.
Exactly.
A mí ponme enfrente y...
I'm just kidding.
I mean, pretty much, you know?
Yeah.
Pero, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to learn eventually, but I'm not into that. Like, that. Personally, I find it boring.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be into it. You have to.
And I mean, but I need to learn because I need to learn, you know? Mm-hmm. If not, my son could learn and he could do it. But yeah, I mean, I need to learn, but I'd rather be in the front end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, she's great at what she does. So we'll put all the socials on todas las páginas las vamos a poner aquí para que sigan todas las páginas y eso, pero.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do actually, sí tenemos trabajo, no crean que no la pasamos haciendo podcast todo el día porque obvio que no. Si no, we'd have a lot more content out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're limited on time.
Okay.
What is our favorite Sol de Mexico song? Oh God, I already know what she's going to say.
Believe it or not, that answer was not correct.
Oh, okay, good.
Whatever you thought it was going to be.
Okay.
You thought it was going to be Yo Quería, huh?
Pie. All these.
It's 2 fucking days old. No,
Actually,
I mean, yes. Yes, of course. That's Carlos soloed in it and he did an amazing job.
Chulis.
And I am so proud of him. And yeah, if you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It's on Apple Music.
Everywhere.
They did Dolby sound, surround sound, or, you know, I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong terminology again, but they're the first mariachi to use the Dolby surround sound. So when you put your headphones in and you listen to it on your headphones, AirPods, whatever, it sounds incredible. Literally, it's surround sound.
De por sí estoy sorda, güey. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. I listened to it on the headphones the other day because Carlos was like, look how different it is. Amazing, by the way. Anyway, my favorite song. Right now, I would have to say my favorite song from Sol is the La Barca homenaje, or what is that? The Popurrí?
Roberto Cantoral?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
I forget the name of it.
So no quiero que te vas.
Mm-hmm.
So el popurrí de Roberto Cantoral.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is La Música. You haven't heard that? Oh,
I think I have.
Mi compañera es la música. Sin ella no puedo vivir. Es el aire que respiro y vive dentro de mí. You haven't heard.
Yeah, I have homework to do. I'm sorry.
Con ella le canto al mundo. Esa canción, si no han escuchado, if you are a hardcore mariachi musician fan, you have to have heard La Música. My tío Jose wrote that song, and I literally feel like he wrote it for me, which I know he didn't, but when I hear it, I'm like, thanks, tío, this is my song. Because that's how incredible, like, he's literally saying, like, his compañeros, la música, sin ella no puede vivir. Es el aire que respiro y vive dentro de mí. Mm-hmm. Con ella le canto al mundo las canciones que yo siento. I mean, it's incredible. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. 12 notas son las armas que... You have to hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite Sol song. And that one's been out for a couple years. FYI, si no saben en qué disco He's wearing a black traje and es con la sinfónica, con la orquesta, y está como si está dirigiendo la orquesta. So, yeah, but that's my favorite soul song. Oh, and then like the older ones is Mala Mujer. Si agarraste el camino del mal. That one. That one's good. I can't sing those because then I want to drink. And then they asked us for El Árbol, a family tree.
Oh.
Forget it. We'll be
I'll
here
get it
till
to you guys
tomorrow.
in 20 years. I'm just kidding.
We talked about it before the episode today, but we're going to actually do another episode dedicated to that, to the Hernandez family legacy. I've been doing my homework. She's doing her homework as well, so we can get as much information as possible. I don't know if many of you know, but like our family has been doing music for like over 125 years. So there's a lot. There's six
Over
generations.
200 years, yeah.
Yeah,
to be
probably.
exact.
So there's like six. My father and my tío Jose and my tíos, they're the fifth generation. I'm the sixth. You're the seventh. So there's like a lot to go back to and find. Pero lo vamos a hacer. Vamos a hacer un episodio de eso también para hablar de lo que podamos agarrar, porque obviamente hay muchas cosas que no sabemos, ¿verdad? Pero lo que sí podemos saber y lo básico, I mean,
Yeah. At least let's give them like the basics at least.
es lo que digo, les vamos a dar lo básico porque obvis que no vamos a decir como, por ejemplo, mi papá tiene 15 hijos, no vamos a decir cuántas veces se casó, no, básico, tantos y ya. Porque si no, forget it, girl. Like, we're not going to do that. So, espero que nadie se ofenda, whatever, but it is what it is. We're going to leave it just basic.
It's real,
Pero
though.
para que sepan más o menos, the plan is que vamos a tener episodios solamente yo y ella platicando de otras cosas, no siempre tener un invitado, right? So we have good things coming up for the rest of the season, for the seasons to come. But yeah, the family tree's coming. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the first song that you learned how to sing? Do you know?
La Puerta Negra.
How does that go?
Ya está cerrada con 3 candados y remachada la puerta negra. I was like maybe 7 years old. Porque tus padres están celosos y tienen miedo que yo te quiera. Fun fact, a nosotros no nos preguntaban si queríamos cantar, nos hacían cantar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literal. No te estoy preguntando, lo vas a hacer.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y yo era la que menos quería cantar, quiero que sepan.
Yeah.
Yo fui la que I did not want to sing growing up. At all. Mi hermano Toro cantó a los 2 años. Mi hermana Gaby cantó a los 2 años. O sea, no manches. Vero, I mean, yeah, it was like, bro.
That's crazy.
Literally, like, my brother hablaba, pero cantaba, güey. Like, una canción entera. Like, it was crazy. Y mi mamá nos enseñó a cantar. Not my dad, my mother. Yeah. Crazy, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Y todo el mundo quizás piense, ay, son hijos de Pedro Rey, su papá los enseñó. Absolutely not.
Not to throw them under the bus, but...
No, pero es que el crédito realmente es para mi madre, que mi madre, gracias a Dios, mi madre nunca trabajó, mi madre siempre estuvo en casa. Eso sí, gracias a mi papá que nos mantuvo siempre y gracias que él dejó que mi mamá estuviera en casa con nosotros, porque nosotros nunca nos tuvimos que quedar en after school, nunca we would get home and my mother was always there cooking for us, and she was everywhere. My mom's the real MVP. Mi mamá es la verdadera hero de la casa. Yo creo que todas las mamás me imagino que son así, pero obviamente uno habla más de su mamá como que es la mejor del mundo. La mía lo es, obviamente, porque realmente estuvo con nosotros toda la vida. Nunca trabajó, and she was always present for us, and I'm blessed that I have her living with me now. She's been with me for about 17 years now with me and my husband, and no puedo ver, I can't see my life without her around, you know? I've only been separated for her for like 5 years, dude, of my life, and I'm 43 years old. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Literal, he estado separada de mi madre nomás 5 años de toda mi vida y tengo 43 años.
Wow.
Y le tengo un miedo todavía como si tengo 5 años. Oh my God. Le tengo, amá, te tengo miedo y tú lo sabes. No tengo tatuaje porque me pega. Quiero que sepan. ¿Ok? No te estoy mintiendo.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
We love her.
So we love Mama Stella. She's amazing. And she cooks amazing, right?
Yeah. She does. And her the agua fresca,
agua de pepino.
Yeah.
Bomb.com.
Fire.
So, la última pregunta que nos preguntaron es José Podcast. Well, la cosa es que mi tío obviamente tiene una agenda súper, súper llena y ocupada. Él fue el primero, voy a decirlo, ese fue a la persona que le habló Celeste. She made the call for that one.
Yeah, I did. I did because she was scared.
I wasn't scared. I was just like, I don't want to call him.
Yeah, she was like, but what if he's, what if? And I was like, well, then I would rather him tell me no than us not know. Because like she said, we're aware that his agenda is insane and it's busy. And yeah, I called him and I was just like, hey.
Hi, tío.
We started a podcast and I just wanted to know if you would be interested in being in it, you know? Whenever you want, we can go to you. You can, whatever you want, we'll make it happen. We would just love for you to be on it because obviously it's called Mariachi y Más and he's the
Obviously.
GOAT. So, and he was like, yeah, I mean, I just have some things that are pending right now. So I kind of got to wait. But it will happen.
Yeah.
You know, sooner than later.
Yeah, so estamos esperando porque por su agenda, obviamente. Y
Yeah.
como dije, nomás hay una persona a la cual vamos a esperar.
Yeah.
¿Ya saben quién es?
Yeah.
Pretty much. But he said he would. Cuando él esté listo y él piense que es tiempo, nos va a avisar. Y obviamente el sábado we'll go to wherever he needs us to go. And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
God willing.
God willing. Primero Dios, sí, obviamente.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else you want to put into... I mean, our episode literally was like, we were a little bit of everything. But like...
Oh, one thing that I do want to address, and you'll translate this.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been commenting like, muchachas, tienen que hablar en español porque son latinas y da da da, right? Respectfully. I want you guys to know that we started this podcast and we wanted it to be bilingual. That was our intention. And by bilingual, I mean like Spanglish. We'll be speaking Spanglish. I mean, I'm going to try to speak more Spanish. But the way we wanted our platform to be was, you know, Spanish and English because there's a lot of musicians out there and people who follow the mariachi music world that don't speak Spanish. You know, not to throw anybody under the bus, but like, for example, Carlos, my boyfriend, he sings phenomenal in Spanish. You would think that he would speak Spanish fluently, right? But he doesn't. And he speaks like me, like he understands more than he speaks and he can speak it, but he's not fluent. And some things, you know, people like that, they would rather hear in English because it's just easier for them. And there's a handful of people that I know that are literally mariachi musicians and know every single song in Spanish, but don't speak that great Spanish. And that's normal, you know? So that's why we started this podcast and we were like, we're going to make it Spanglish. We're not just going to keep it Spanish, which yes, we're going to try to keep it predominantly Spanish because obviously it's called Mariachi y Más. Our title is in Spanish. But I want you guys to know that we are doing it this way for a reason. And subtitles are always available to you.
Literalmente lo que está diciendo simplemente que Porque mucha gente nos ha mandado mensajes diciendo que por qué el contenido no es en español, si el título del programa es Mariachi y Más, y esto, se le entiende. Este proyecto lo quisimos hacer inglés y español porque hay muchas personas que no hablan el español súper bien. No lo entienden tan bien o tienen vergüenza de hablarlo, no crecieron hablando español, y eso no quiere decir que no les interese el mariachi o que no les guste. Hay muchos músicos de mariachi que tristemente no hablan el español al 100, lo entienden y lo cantan al 100, pero vamos a tratar de, obviamente ya han visto que yo soy la que más habla español, obviamente porque mi español, yo crecí hablando español solamente, es mi primer lenguaje. So, por eso es que yo lo hablo más fluent, y como ven, meto en el inglés porque pues también soy nacida aquí. Pero pusimos un video en nuestra página de Instagram, y también la vamos a subir a YouTube porque no la hemos subido, pero explicándoles cómo prender los subtítulos para tus subtítulos, pero para cambiar el lenguaje en el canal de YouTube para las personas que lo quieren 100% en español. Aunque estemos hablando inglés, ustedes de todos modos pueden meterse, picarle al botón y ponerlo en español, y todo va a salirles en español, aunque esté ella hablando inglés o quizás yo. So, es nomás para que sepan que no es para faltarle el respeto a nadie, ni mucho menos. Y más porque el canal se llama Mariachi y más por ser la hija de quien soy. Obviamente yo respeto el mariachi y en español al 100, pero queremos hacerlo en los dos lenguajes para que hasta las nuevas generaciones que quizás no hablan español muy bien y tocan mariachi puedan entender las cosas que estamos diciendo. So it has to be fair. Tiene que ser, o sea, y también to be neutral for both, you know?
And vice versa for the Spanish speakers too.
Para que también ustedes que no les dé vergüenza, o sea, que quieran tratar de aprender inglés también, ¿no? O sea, no cerrarse y decir, no, yo no hablo inglés. Así como ella puede tratar de hablar el español mejor, ustedes también quizás puedan tratar de hablar el inglés. Como en el episodio de Crystal. Crystal habló muchísimo español ese episodio. Wow. Y ¿qué fue lo que dijo al principio? Oh my God, I'm nervous, right?
Yeah.
Pero le dije, dude, hazlo. Y fue lo que dije, no sean malos, están aprendiendo. Y yo sé que un día de estos ella solita va quizás a hablar en español, pero yo también no la puedo forzar. Pero yo sí le digo, like, tú habla. If you mess up a word, yo te ayudo, para eso estoy. Like, you know what I mean? El punto es que lo trate de hacer. Porque sí, obviamente lo que yo le dije, like, es que al fin y al cabo se llama Mariachi y Más, tenemos que hablar en español, you know? So ella entiende y está tratando. Pero sí, nomás para que sepan, no es para faltarle el respeto a nadie, pero pueden prender los subtítulos. Vamos a subir el video en YouTube también para que lo vean, por si no nos siguen en Instagram y en nuestras redes. Pero solamente un anuncio al cliente para un PSA nomás. Pero aparte de eso, anything else? We're good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah?
I mean,
Well, this was fun. I love you very much.
I love you.
And
This was fun.
Yeah. So, ya con esto nos despedimos de nuestro episodio de nosotros. Síganos por todas las redes. Acuérdense de prender las notificaciones en YouTube, la campanita, para que les lleguen esas notificaciones cuando subamos contenido nuevo. Y también síganos en nuestras redes. En Spotify también tenemos la página ya. Y empezamos una suscripción. You see, I messed up too. Subscription en Spotify. Para que agarren bonus footage. O sea, contenido extra, así como behind the scenes, si están interesados, ¿ok? Y si quieren ver otras cosas también, mándenos mensajes, ahí leemos todo y con gusto vemos lo que podemos hacer. So, hasta entonces, that is it for now. And
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching, and
gracias.
yeah, for continuing to support. We appreciate all of the love. Amor y paz.
Amor y paz siempre.
We will be back
See you
with
soon.
another episode very soon.
Adiós.
Bye.